Brinca. Brinca. Brinca.
Hi, this is Jillian McEwan from Lunan Bay Farm. Thanks for tuning in to our cooking at home with goat meat. And I'm here with resident expert goat meat chef Martha Doyle from Tajin at Home, who specialises in delivering restaurant quality, authentic Mexican food to your homes all over Angus, Dundee and Perthshire.
Yes.
So before we get started, just want to tell you that this is a series of goat meat cookery classes that we've got together to do, because we have a lot of people new customers to goat meat asking us how to cook it. So we thought we'd run a series of cookery classes. So if you want to see the rest of the series, just follow us on our YouTube channel and our social media channels. So today we're doing something a little bit different. Now it's Christmas coming soon,
yes.
So who knows what that's going to be like for everyone.
Difficult to say.
Exactly. But one thing's for sure, everyone always likes something different at Christmas.
Yes.
You know, we're kind of moving away from the more traditional turkey, and people are trying lots of smaller dishes. So whether it's like a rib roast or a goose, I know that there's always like a mixture of different dishes that people like to have over the holiday period. So what we are going to introduce as a possibility for maybe some of you more adventurous people is saddle of goat.
Yes.
And now Martha's going to tell us a little bit about the cuts involved in the saddle and how she likes to cook it. And we've actually got a really good, easy roast saddle of goat recipe, which we're going to show you too. So
simple things, 3 ingredients, much better the dinner. It's the way and the slow cook that makes the difference. We had in here an amazing piece of saddle. Now, the saddle is formed by the loin of the goat and the ribs.
Yeah.
Now, we have many cuts in here. We can cut it in half and do the rack goat, or we can cut across and we got the double chops.
Double loin chops.
The double loin chops. It's a beautiful piece of meat. It's the most expensive part of the animal. And here we have amazing natural fat from the goat. As you can see, if you have open a goose, for example, it has tons of fat in his body. But look at this. There's not many fat.
So lean, isn't it?
It's so lean, so clean. And we had just a little bit of fat, just the right portion that we need to cook this precious piece of meat. Now, my favorite way to cook it is very simple. Just some grated garlic for the amount or rack that I had in here. We just put about half a head of the garlic. We need a beer. Any beer will do.
Corona?
No. You mentioned that word. No, but Modelo, you can find out nowadays. You can find Modelo. It's a Mexican beer, very good, and the Coop or Sainsbury. You can find that one in there. And also we need 1.5 tablespoons of cumin. And again, it's in the pan because all the spices are roasted before to get grinded together with this. So when the cumin is roast, mix it with the garlic, mix it with the beer, salt, pepper, and then rub very gentle this lovely piece of meat. You need to massage the
Pretend it's Charles.
Pretend it's someone, the people that you love at home. Yes, so we rub gently the back of the saddle, and then we do the same again from the other side, very gentle in the cavity of this rack, beautiful rack.
How many would that serve, Martha? If someone was having that for Christmas and had a party coming over, how many do you think?
Yeah, well, normally I will be serving 2 racks, 2 double racks for person. So we had in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 person approximately can fit this.
You've got the fillet in there as well, don't you?
Yes, you got an amazing fillet. All of this loin is loin in here, is lean meat, pure meat. Even when it's roast, this part that you may think is fat, it becomes so, it rinses all the fat onto the meat.
Yeah.
With these ones, becomes like a very crispy part of the goat that you wanted to eat before to serve to your guests at dinner times. It's a beautiful piece of meat. So it's all for me. And then you need to, you can a side dish as your favorite roasted vegetables, your char, some greens, some char. So it's as a side dish, the choice is yours. But treat this piece of meat with love and be patient. Put in the bottom of the oven again in 160 and 100 low.
And you're covering it with the beer.
Yes.
In a roasting pan, are you?
You put in a roasting pan. You made a mix with the garlic, with the cumin, and the beer. That's the only 3 ingredients that you need: salt and pepper, and then make a little paste. Rub all the outside and inside of the cavity, and then cover with a baking foil, and then put the lid. So,
keeping all the steam in.
What the foil is doing is keeping all the steams going out.
Yeah.
So that makes the meat moist and some sort of caramelizations into the meat goes in that thing. So we had in here.
You could also use a gluten-free beer as well, couldn't you?
You can also use a gluten-free beer, or you can also use a zero alcohol beer, which there are some goods in the market, as we find out when we had the restaurant. So the choice is you. In Mexico, probably we use a little shots of tequila on the top of the. Every country has their own twist. So the choice is yours. This is just an idea and how to do the goat at home for Christmas. It's an extra choice.
Yeah.
Now we are going to do in here is I'm going to show you the one that we make early. We are a zero food waste, so we didn't want to cook 2 precious pieces of meat because they are the most expensive of the goat. So we did one early in here, and then here we have it.
And this is something you could probably cook the night before on Christmas Eve if you didn't want to have the hassle of cooking on Christmas Day.
So here we have our pieces of roast, and you can see the caramelization in the bottom. Don't get panic when you see those blackened tin in the bottom of the pan. That blackened tin, when we take the rack out, we put some whether wine or a stock, and then we reduce that, and then you have the sauce to do your goat.
If you didn't want to have the whole saddle of goat, our friends at Clementine's who retail the goat meat for us will actually have the double loin chops in stock, and they're also part of your half butchered carcass box that we sell direct to. So it's a way of getting comfortable with cooking the goat with just chops rather than the whole saddle if you wanted to try it out first.
Now, when you know when these things, this is the best part that I love the most, is when the clean from the roast comes clean. So
just falling off.
Just falling off the bone. That's the right way to cook the roast. Now, you can cook the wall saddle. If you don't want, like Jillian says, you can go and buy just the right chops that you need. But if you go for it and you just like to have leftover, for me are sometimes the best part as the chef, because sometimes when I'm cooking, I'm testing too much. When dinner time comes,
You're not hungry.
I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
I just,
or you're stressed.
just give me my vino and I'm happy with that. But so the next day, that's my time.
Yeah.
When I really come to enjoy my work labor in here. So we have leftovers. All the time happens, so we have leftovers. So what we're going to do with the leftovers, we can make a new dish. We can have a pie. And in these situations, it happens all the time that it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of Swiss chard, a little bit of onion left behind, a little bit. So you put everything together and come with a new dish. Could be Sunday dish, could be a lazy dinner watching the TV, and it's an amazing dish to have. So what I did in here is to have this amazing Swiss chard pie. So what is in here? Little bit of onion, little bit of carrots, and
just all your leftovers.
All my leftovers, because I cook the carrots for a previous dish. They has a little bit left for the carrots, because I cook the carrots in a way that they have to be nice and presentable. So all of these little bits, and I
just
chop
your
them.
leftover bits.
Yes.
Yeah.
All my leftover bits I chop very finely, together with a little bit of onion, a little bit of more rosemary, little bit of stock that we keep from since we started the cooking lesson for today, and put all that together. Little bit of beautiful sweet chard that brings color. It brings color to the. Look at these beautiful, colorful stalks of the chard, and the leaf are also so very colorful. You can get this one from Westerton farmers too. So, and also what I put in here is a something personal, something from my forest. from my foresting times. When I go foresting, I get the mustard seasons, especially the chanterelles, which this year has been very good, and so I keep them. I preserve them. So I add a little bit of chanterelles in there, but you can add beans, you can add chickpeas, you can add anything you have handy at home, and then mix everything together, season well, and then cover with a piece of puff pastry, put in the oven, 30 minutes, and that's it.
So easy, isn't it?
Have it with a beer or have it with a glass of wine.
Yep.
The choice is yours.
Yep, you make it so easy, Martha. So if you want to try this, as I said, you can buy the butchered and half carcass and whole carcasses direct from the farm, but you've got to get in touch to pre-order them because we've got a limited amount. Or you can try Clementine's of Broughty, Ferry, who have got the double loin chops, and we can obviously arrange whole saddles as well for Christmas. So get in touch with us, and make sure you leave us lots of questions about our farm, and also any cooking tips that you may have for questions you've got for Martha.
And if you don't want to cook, you can order this for me too.
Exactly. So Martha's takeaway service, look it up. They're on social media and they have a website, El Tajin at Home, and they do amazing goat tacos as well as lots of other authentic Mexican food delivered to your home. So, you know, if you just get fed up of cooking, she's here to do it for you. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yes.